You see that hind? We're gonna take it.
We have James Burns here from Black Ops. James is Frank Woods in Black Ops.
Welcome back. It's time to announce the character of the year. All right, and the winner is Sergeant Woods, Call of Duty Black Ops.
Looks don't count for shit in the jungle. Nah, baby.
It's you! Yes! Yes!
Frank Woods.
Frank Woods! Yeah! Call of Duty Black Ops!
I'm here with Dave Anthony, director of Black Ops, and we are here at House of Moves because we are going into the mocap room to do something a little special with Frank Woods. Can you tell me how he was able to steal the spotlight and the VGA nomination when he's not even a playable character?
The actor James Burns, if you knew this guy and if you meet him, you will instantly know the answer to this. James is such a charismatic guy, and he just is this character.
So you are Sergeant Frank Woods in Call of Duty Black Ops.
You think I'm fucking nuts? This guy.
Morning, good morning, good morning. It is Saturday, and we're here at James C. Burns, Sergeant Frank Woods, Call of Duty. Probably know that. Who's here this morning? Narks, as always, my buddy, my pal, and McHugh. One of the best. Mostad Goat, IQ Nugget is here. David Woods, we are live. Frankie, don't need. You change your title. That's good. Hey, NATO, how you doing, buddy? Good morning. Yeah, you're great, man. Unbelievable. Let's see. Bird Boy Music. How you doing, Bird Boy? Hey, Orlock, good to see you, man. Good morning. Sunny D, coming over from the Twitch side of things. Matt Mills, let's see, it just started. I got to change a couple things. I'm in the effort to get more done. I'm staying up later at night, but I'm waking up less refreshed. So I think I have to trade off the extra 2 hours of work at night for good sleep and wake up earlier in the morning and pick up again. It's an old habit of mine. Overworking. And just like I do it a lot and everything, overwork instead of finding a pace that matches and then, keeping enough energy to recharge for the next day. Because it takes a little bit of energy to recharge your battery. So if you deplete the whole way, then you don't have enough to kind of. It's like when you want to get a car started in the morning. You know what I mean? So. Oh, Tornado. Thanks, man. Look at that. This coffee's on you, man. This is you. Thank you very much. I so appreciate what you do. Actually, I am so digging the beard. By the way, digging it. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. How do you stay fresh if you don't get? For me, if I get to bed by 9 o'clock, I bounce out of bed at 4:30 and I feel great. But I was up watching. I caved and watched the new Tom Cruise movie. I don't know, man. You guys watched the new Tom Cruise Mission Impossible movie? What are your thoughts on it? Yeah, it's like it's just old. They ran out of room. I don't know where you go from there, right? I mean, again, Tom Cruise. I mean, it's great. The guy's a badass. I mean, he did that motorcycle stunt. He was in the glide wing. He does a lot of his own stunts. The guy's a badass, and he's still running. He's 60-something years old. But, you know, it's like watching Marvel things. It's old, you know. We've seen this a million times. This is what, number 7? Anyways, I thought the subject matter was good. You know, AI being confusing because we're having that problem right now with trying to understand what's happening, you know, in the world. Because what's real? You know, what's disinformation? What's real? It's so fucking crazy right now. Yeah. And no, I'm not watching the Olympics. I don't like it when people attack a large part of the culture and make fun of it. You know, yeah, I don't know. We do this thing where it's called cultural appropriations. You know, the white guy sings a blues song. But when certain cultures take over Christianity and turn it into a farce, you know, isn't that the same thing? I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting deep on it too soon. It's what I think about in the morning. Get up and read my books. I do my study and I try to figure out what is fuck is going on. All right. What's your question, man? You're booting at Black Ops right now? I watched the original Twister a long time ago, like 20 years ago. Twister was great. About tornadoes. Yeah. The original one came out, I think, 20 years ago. It's a great film. I loved it. Yeah, good morning. I love those two together. They are, you know, Ryan Reynolds. Does anyone not love Ryan Reynolds? I mean, he is just the safest, cool, funniest dude. I love Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. I heard that's good. Yeah, I've heard you're the second person who said that. Yeah, I agree. In terms of, I don't like when anybody kind of attacks a religion. I don't care what religion it is. It's, you know, not all Muslims want to rape and destroy the world. You know, that's just a part of it's a separate culture. But at the same time, with Christianity, it seems to have people have open warfare on it, and that bothers me for some reason. You know, especially because if they're mocking Islam, they probably blow up the entire Olympics. They probably do it anyways. But anyways, I'm getting too politically. Hey Toby, how you doing? My favorite Dracula film. Hang on a second, I close the door. Oh my God, I haven't watched a Dracula film in forever. Let me think about that. Well, have you seen the movie All Quiet on the Western Front? There's 3 of them. There's one from like the 40s, 30s, really interesting filmmaking, and then the one that came out, I think, in 1980. A lot of young stars in that, and that was interesting. And the new one is fantastic. The new one is just, the war from the German perspective is always interesting. Hey, Gino, I'm doing great, man. I love Renfield. I saw that. I don't call that a vampire, but it is. I guess it is a vampire movie. I like What We Do in the Shadows. I thought that was just a great creative twist on it all. Yeah, What We Do in the Shadows. And the series, I love this. I love that show. The big Persian dude, he's like, yeah. Yeah, it is good stuff. Yeah. How do I find turbulence on the plane? I don't. It finds me. Turbulence finds me. Yeah, that's funny. Let's see. How's the U.S. doing? There's two schools of thought in that. It's never been better. We have more opportunity. We have more. Everything's better here. But if you're looking at things like our political system, I think we're shifting. We had the same problem the rest of the world has. You cannot trust what you read, or especially what you see online, because all that is manufactured now with an agenda. At least when it bothers me when I see like CNN or MSNBC say they are the purveyors of an unbiased opinion. Just, look, you're a mouthpiece for the left side of things, and just say that, and that way I can gauge it. But they're trying to say that we are the truth and they're the devil, and that's just goes both sides. It's just, when I watch our politicians, I don't see people solving problems. I see people trying to, I got you. It's all got you. And, say what you want about Sarah Palin. I never thought I'd say this. 10 years ago, I would cut my own tongue out. But the thing is, Sarah Palin nailed it. It's gotcha media. And we all made fun of her because she was so homespun and, she's just a hockey mom. But, man, she nailed it. Because every question, when you watch, like, even on the Republican side, like Hawley and these guys, who I think is brilliant. But it's never about how do we fix it? It's about proving the other side wrong. And that's why all the people sit there and they clam up and don't respond, because once in our culture now, in our political culture, and it's seeped down to us, if you acknowledge that you got it wrong, that means your entire foundation is wrong. Say, yeah, I made a mistake in that. And what else have you made a mistake? And then, so if you make one acknowledgement that there was a failure on your part, then it collapses the whole house of cards. Now they cast, well, you did that, and now obviously you must have lied about this. Well, I saw the sunrise yesterday. But no, you didn't, because you said you had blue shoes, but no, you had green shoes on. So obviously you're lying about the sunrise too. That's the kind of shit I see that makes me that makes me want to do something else. Just watch these guys. It's never about solving the problem. It's about blaming somebody and getting leverage so you can manipulate that. It's about proving they are wrong or they did it bad. I don't hear any solutions. Except, actually, the only guy that does is fucking Trump. He actually talks about, here, I want to do this, I want to do that, we're going to do this. At least those are actions, which people just criticize or get behind, but at least he's providing actions for me. That's my lecture on that. M. McHugh. Oh, thank you, M. Look at you. Such a doll. Thank you very much, M. All right, Meowster, take a break. M. McHugh. My niece by another mother. Adrian, I am not talking about Black Ops 6. Isn't he great? Isn't Rich McDonald one of the just nicest, cleanest dudes, He is such a good guy. I mean, across the board. He's got a great family. He's a family man. He's almost too perfect. He's almost like an AI rendering of what a human being should be. Tall, handsome, smart, funny, humble, honest. He's just he checks all the boxes, and that's a credit to his dad and his mom, actually. So yeah. Here's the thing, all right? If you burn a flag, fine. I think that is something where I'd have to have a conversation about that. What the problem is that they're disrupting everyone else's life. And that's, if you're going to protest, go here, book your space, cordon it off, get your permits and go speak your fucking mind. But the minute you block the traffic, the minute you start, causing havoc, destroying shit. Yeah. And as far as the Palestinian stuff goes, the people, I don't understand their reasoning. You know, they demand that the Hamas cease activities as well. Sure, demand Israel do things, but demand from both sides. Ask for both sides to change, do something different. You're not just like when it comes to our issues. It's all about the cops being bad, but what about the behavior of the public? We are training people to resist arrest or to disrespect authority. You know, there's so much evidence online of people just disrespecting authority because either it's cool or there's a lot of cop corruption. I'm not saying that's not true, but at the same time, you solve a problem by working both ends of the equations. So not just, like I'm saying before, like our politics, you know, they're trying to, you know, my side of the equation is only matters. You're wrong. Like, no. Okay, how do we fix it? You know, how do you get what you want? And how do we get this in the middle here? You know, because I really think the people on the left side of the political divide are really doing something that they can't speak of and not get away with it. I think there's an actual thing happening. Just too much evidence. Again, maybe I've been programmed that way, but Irish Lizard. That's a great day. It's a great day in set. Thank you, Em. Actually, it was 3 hours and 18 minutes. Because we brought those two guys on. We brought Nick and Josh Doherty, two of my favorite men. A lot. I love these guys. These guys they're brothers, man. And we have not been together in a room or a conversation since we left Utah. I mean, I talked to Josh and I talked to Nick and Rich, and Rich and I are always in contact. But four of us together, and if we could have got Dan, oh my God, it would be great to have him there too. Crazy. What a great shoot that was. So good to see those guys again. Savannah, I don't know how she's in this. I'll ask him. Gino's very busy. He's a busy dude. He's in everything now, man. He's kind of blowed up. What's my position on World War III? I think it's already here. If you look at conflicts around the world, we're fighting everywhere. We're in the Philippines. We're in Africa. We are in Asia. We're in Europe, Middle East. We're fighting everywhere. Yeah, everywhere. Who are we fighting though? Who's our foe? We're fighting everywhere. So World War's here. We're fighting it here. I mean, there's stuff going on that you never know about. And we have an invasion at the border. That's what I'm going to call it, because there's no rhyme or reason for it. These are uninvited people storming over the border. Most of them are not young girls and babies. It's mostly military age young men. And we're not talking about that. We're not looking at that. And our current administration saying, well, no, they're not even addressing it. They're like, when you see these guys up on the Senate hearings, they just stonewall everything. I mean, we're not talking about this is a problem, Don't trust atoms. They make up everything. What's brown and sticky? A stick. I love you guys. You're the best. Yeah, this will be a short show today. I got hockey today at 3:45. Yeah, I'm skating. I get stretched ready for that. Man, the Simpsons have predicted so much crap. I mean, I can't even. I look at those. They just, what is that? How are they doing that? Oh, I don't have a favorite guest. I love all these people. They're all great folks. There's no favorites. I just feel I'm grateful, and I feel privileged to have these kind of men in my life. And Kamari, I miss dearly. So Frostburn, how you doing? I don't blame you. Why would you trust it? Unless you cook it, unless you really grill it up. Intimidator. Look at you, you handsome bastard, you. Yes, so Luis, yeah. For those of you who got signings yesterday, they're in the mail. They've been dropped off to Streamly, and they're on their way. I think that's a bit out of my league, and quite frankly, that's I have a starting in the fall. I have quite a full schedule, so we'll see. I'd rather do a reunion of my hockey school. To be honest with you, I had a hockey school up in Canada back in '95, and I'd love to do a reunion of that. So that's what I would focus on. My when I was a hockey player, I had up in Quebec. I had a hockey school. Actually, it was this year. Wow, I forgot about that. Anyways. Well, at least they say they said we Brits save you Yanks, so at least we know who wins. Sure. I don't know what that means. Absolutely, yes, it is. Good pickup, Gino. Yeah. See, I love guys like this. These are the kind of guys I really just I love guys like this. You got a buddy with he's got a truck stuck in the field. That number one, that's already badass in my book. I love that. So, you're out in the field doing real work, and you get stuck. Been there, been stuck. Call your buddy. Hey man, can you help me out? And you jump in your vehicle and you go out there. You got your cables and your winch and your lines. I keep a towing band in my truck. I keep jumper cables. I keep rope, emergency kit. Yeah, I love guys like that. Yeah. I love it. Oh, I miss Dean Martin. I love Dean Martin. I listen to Dino a lot, man. He makes me smile. Mm-hmm. Hey, Matthew. Well, this is what this is. It was ice water. Now it's just cold water. Yeah. Oh, what a great transference. That's wonderful. That's great. Good for you. Yeah, love me some Dino. Love me some Dino. Oh, Gino, I've never been a what if I drink alcohol, like that kind of alcohol, it'll be Tanqueray and tonic. That's it. I don't like whiskey. But the only thing I'll drink is a Tanqueray, which is a type of gin, and tonic with a fever tree mixer. That's the only thing it's very specific. Hey, Brazil, glad you're here. I agree. I mean, drink to me only. That's all I ask, and I'll sing to you. Favorite ice cream? It's cheap. It's Breyer's vanilla, strawberry, chocolate. That is my death blow. I will go through half gallon of that crap. What I do, it's awful. I take this thing, It's it's a great ice cream. It's Breyers. I stick it in the microwave. I get it just kind of soft, and I'll sit there. Yeah, it's terrible. Well, it's more of a pickup skate, not really a team. It's a bunch of bunch of guys on Saturday afternoons. It's a friendly game. Well, it should be friendly. A lot of skill levels, a lot of age ranges. I am definitely the oldest guy in the ice, but that doesn't mean I can't, contend, and I do. That's right, rude boy. Yeah, those are called love taps. He's tasting you just in case you go down. He needs you for dinner. Is that what it is? I'm not sure it is. Yeah, it could be Neapolitan. It could be that. Matt Mills, I don't know, man. I've got an agent, but we're not getting a lot of traction. And I might, yeah, we'll see. I've got a bunch of jobs I got to make a decision about this weekend. I have some offers here I have to look through. And, the problem is just some great scripts, but they don't have the budget. So sometimes you got to be concerned about the budget. Do they have enough money to finish it? There's more than just, but the script's great. And there's another one they got to, so I have some work to do. Everybody loves somebody sometime. Everybody. Yeah, Dino. Yeah, ice cream sandwiches. That's another soft serve and ice cream sandwiches. But you got to go soft, man. I like everything. I like my ice cream to be just cool and just, I don't know. Artisan Shrimp, you're not new here. I think you've been around before, right? Yeah, I think, because it's a great name. I've seen your name before. I don't know what that is. Oh, no. Well, that's not me. Well, it kind of is. The momentum's mine, but that's a lot of that deliveries. It's a different guy. So, congratulations. I love it. Yes, I have. Again, I avoid ice cream. It's not something that, at this point in the game for me, everything I eat has got to have a purpose. Ice cream is it's like a real. I eat a lot of greens, a lot of meat, maybe one piece of toast a day. Very little sugar, almost no sugar actually. And ice cream is just not part of I don't feel good when I eat it. I just don't feel good, Yeah, so if I do, it's got to go. Whatever. Teddy Bush. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's why I recognize your name. That's because I love your name. Yeah. I've never been to Ibiza. That's Spain, right? I heard it's just a real party area. It's beautiful. I've heard great things. Ibiza used to be a hot destination for New Yorkers. Remember all the cool kids in Manhattan and Long Island say, oh, we're going to summer in Ibiza. In Ibiza what? So that's kind of a farm boy I didn't know. Oh, Angie Dickinson, come on! You're talking about Orson Welles. You're talking about greatness here. You're talking about legendary greatness. Orson Welles. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Hey, Cool J. Slip into a glass onion. You know what? I can learn that. You know what? I'm writing that down. That's a great song to learn. I do know. I do play some Beatles songs. Yes, I do. It's a great note. Glass onion. Glass onion. So look into a glass onion. I mean, that's when the Beatles really, when you review the Beatles and watch the movies about them, what comes to mind is, and I think why they were so, and still are so evergreen is the word I'll use, is because they kept evolving. I mean, the early stuff was really kind of just, banal. She loves you, yeah. And it was just perfect, right? But then they evolved into the next level, and then the White Album. Holy crap. And then Sgt. Pepper's. They kept evolving and going and pushing different directions. The Beatles. Every time I go back and visit the Beatles, I get into their less popular songs, and it's just amazing. Hey, Frost, I know. We had so much fun. Again, we have not been together. And it was like that every day, by the way, on set. It was just crazy fun. Everybody was just kind of loose and free ammo, man. And we're playing Army with just a bunch of grown children, man-children playing Army. It was just fucking great. Harry Gillette, who we love. Listen here, say, soft mug, sorry. Yeah. He was a great actor. Cagney was a great actor. I don't know. There's certain actors who would have translated to modern technique. I think he might have been a little too vaudeville for that, because they got really big. Right now, everything's about, unless it's action films. But he would have been a great, great villain, because he's kind of over the top. A lot of the stars from the 40s and 50s were really, they kind of big, really kind of a lot of energy. Listen here, Jay. I know soft moxie. Hey, you can't treat a fella like that. Because there was much more of a static. They really replicated a stage performance. Like you see a lot of these great old movies. They'll set a stage, and then the actor moves inside the stage. New filmmaking, you create the environment, and almost never do you see a static shot. Static means when you just hold the frame like this, and the actor moves around inside of it. You rarely see that. And maybe that's a wide establishing shot, but again, I was watching the new Tom Cruise movie, and it's so cut. It's so much pressure. It's so obvious to me. The movie is 85 minutes. It's probably 45 minutes of chase scenes, which gets really monotonous for me. For me, it's monotonous, but some people love that shit. I agree. Cool. I agree, because it was, when you see the progression of the music, the early stuff was really just 3-chord rock and roll things, and then slowly they evolved these very intricate melodies, and I think a lot of it had to do with their producer too. But I just think that I'm gonna go back and give them a listen. There's a couple songs I've been doing of theirs that I need to re-look at. Yeah, free ammo. What's the best kind of ammo? Free ammo. Bogey. Humphrey Bogart. Yeah. I love that. I'm an ammo-sexual. That's amazing. Edward G. Robinson. See, I don't think Edward would be the same today. He was a product of the 30s. of that real heavy, overstated. But that was the style. That's what they were trained to do. The quiet thing became more of an issue in the 60s when Stanislavski, and those guys began teaching the method, of how to, kind of live honestly in the moment as opposed to projecting the idea, projecting what the emotion should look like. They would have the experience of actually having that emotion on screen. And that James Dean was the kind of the spearhead of that. And of course, what's his name? Oh, I can't remember. Anyways, yeah. Manny Dewar, he says, why did developers think about bringing you back for 6 after the backlash of Cold War? Also, do you think Mason's still alive? Because he's just debating kind of. All right, I can't speak for developers. I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea. I can't answer those questions. Don't really need to. How I see this whole circumstance is that this is their house. This is their playground. This is theirs. They can. I'm just grateful for the opportunity to build that character. They gave me a million miles. They gave me an opportunity that most actors don't get. They let me build a character based on my foundation, on my chassis, my infrastructure. So that is a blessing. That character and me are very, very close in type. And who gets to do that? Who gets to go into a huge franchise and build their own character? So I have nothing but gratitude to Activision. Oh, I got some. Hey, speaking of, there's news. I'm in the news. Let's see. Fanwire. So let's see. Oh my God, there's a whole thing on fan. Oh my gosh. You guys want to read this? This is my ego's loving this shit. Oh my God, there's a whole thing here. Oh my goodness. It's like here. This is on. You guys want to hear? I'll put it up here. This is wow. My ego is just loving this shit. Here we go. Take a look at that. You want to talk about that? That's something. Wow. All right. Betty Davis. Wow, Betty Davis. Kat Hepburn is the Gretzky of actresses. Yeah, and I'll call her actresses. Men and women are different, and it's like our lives are different. We do things differently. We think differently. We definitely think differently. And so to put women together in the same group is a mistake. Because there's things that, yes, you can have a girl, but most times, when you see Rocky throw a punch, he'd probably be a pretty good fighter, But when you see some little girl who weighs 110 pounds beat up 9, 3 or 4 guys who are 6'2", 300, just beast, ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. That's a reality I got to suspend. That all right, I love the athleticism of women in action films, but at the end of the day, you got to suspend reality. But the whole thing about movies is you suspend reality anyways. That's all there's to it. Most of the things you look at, look at that. No, that could never happen. It's a movie, you know. It's a movie, and you change time. You change, so it's entertainment. You know, be entertained. So I try not to take movies as reality. Like they're not documentaries. Even documentaries aren't documentaries. Oh, here we go. That was a fucking. I will watch. I will watch a couple of events. No, I want to see how Simone does, the gymnast. Yeah, I don't know. There's it's so politicized now. It's always been politicized. It's always been, but it's always been like Russia, you know, East versus West. You know, Russia versus the U.S. You know, the communists versus the capitalists. It's always been that, right? Now it's something else. Now it's common sense versus lack of discipline. You know, emotional freelance. You know, like at some point you got to sit down and do what, you know, you can't just say every emotion you have is legitimate. You can't, because that makes crazy people, which is what you see. You know, and again, I don't like how they're treating. Anyways, so I just don't. I love the athletes. I just don't want to support with my attention that behavior. So I will tune in and I will watch the people I appreciate, which is you know, Simone, and I think I love Caitlin Clark. She's like, how can you not love Caitlin Clark? She's playing basketball for us now, right? She's a wholesome, all-American. You know, I know because I'm racist. She's white. God forbid. You know, you look at beyond someone's skin color and say, wow, I like the way she presents. She's feminine. You know, she acts like a lady. She's you know, she's not trying to be, you know, she's out there playing basketball. And you can watch her without having to deal with anger and resentment. She's just, you know what I'm saying? I just have this thing where I don't want sports to become these venues for political articulation, because unfortunately I don't believe, and there's enough study, they're giving talking points and people tap dance on their emotions. Next thing you know, you have people like actors, you know, I have no fucking business making decisions. God, that's a fucking diatribe, wasn't it? All right. Chillax. I drink ice water. I'll get on the floor and I'll stretch. I'll ride my bike. I have a couple of mountains behind my house, and I get up into the wilderness. That's how I get out of it. Get out of the house. Get up there and talk. I saw a beautiful coyote the other day. Yeah, there you go. It does talk about that. Interesting, right? Interesting. Yeah. Salty. I over salt everything. Yeah, I want it. It looks great. I mean, if again, I love Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds is he's so easy to watch. And if you're gonna do something goofy, then go on it, go all in, and that's why he's so great. Because you know, when you go all in on a guy, he goes all in. Hang on. Wow, this article's popping up everywhere, and then isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Yeah, I'm reading some more articles that come up. I get people send me notifications. Hey, I read something about you. And all right. This fandom wire thing is really interesting. I'll have to read it through. It's perfect, man. It gets it's cool at night and it gets hot during the day. I kind of like it. Yeah. I don't watch Netflix. I don't like how I don't like their politics, so I don't watch it. There's so many. I mean, I have Amazon Prime. they have plenty for you to watch. They have an older inventory, and I like going back. And I got to try to watch Horse Feathers last night. That is the Marx Brothers, and it's unwatchable. I used to love Horse Feathers. I thought it was the greatest thing, and I started watching I started watching a little bit of what's it called, Twilight Zone, the original Twilight, and it actually it messed with my acting style because it was so, it's so like that old style of like, stop, and they come at the camera, and it was this whole style of acting and shooting that, oh wow, and it's called exposition. You kind of indicate, like, yes, what happened, because they didn't have they weren't, the editing was so much harder because they had to you had to actually cut film, right? You actually had to slice film and tape it together. So the editing was much more difficult because you shoot, and film is harder to shoot on. It was more analog, and you couldn't do the things you do now. So they had to really, you let the camera run, and if lenses, you didn't have the track lenses, all that stuff. It was all manual. You really had to be very careful in what you cut into. And so the actors had to incorporate a lot of movements to and from they would change positions. You had something to say, you'd walk up and you'd have one guy in the background talking to somebody, and then the girl would come down stage to the camera, and like they'd be talking to each other. Yes, well, you said you loved me once. Well, what happened? And then she would turn, and then they would, later on they would do the setup and catch her turn, right? Or they just turn her head and they would rack focus to the guy. That's how it. So when you watch that, it changes. I have not, but Nolan. I've met Nolan. He's a freaking genius. He's one of the most talented guys I know. He's so freaking talented. Him and Troy Baker on a panel together. Me and Fred just sat there. You guys go because they're just creative. They're just so good at riffing and improv. It's just amazing. He's so talented. Hey, Raza, how you doing? Glad you're here, man. Dude, I don't know what a DC film is. I don't. That's not. If I'm on a plane and I'm bored, or if I want to kill 5 or 10 minutes, I will. I'll watch it, but that's not something. I don't know what that is. I did like Iron Man. Is that DC? I love, what's his name? Downey Jr. I thought Iron Man was great. And a couple of the X-Men were good shows too. But once it starts getting into all this woke stuff, like Star Wars went way down the woke, it's Disney. I'm like, I don't see that. Well, if you're keeping up on your science, like Apple has got these new computers coming out that are, they're bordering. I think in the next generation we're going to have quantum computers available to us. Yeah, I think that's scary because now, like I have a hard time functioning sometimes because I'm using an older OS and it doesn't vibe. And I also see how my settings keep getting changed. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, Vic, it was a blast, man. That's actually on Thursday. Rich was here. Rich was amazing as always. He's like one of my favorite human beings in the world. And then we brought on Nick Mezzanato, who is the director of SEAL Patrol, which is the movie that Rich and I met on. So it was a great show. It was amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, watch it. It's a lot of fun. Look at you. He's such a good guy. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Troy's amazing. Troy's been in dozens. I mean, probably 100 video games. He's just, he's quite a good musician too, by the way. Yeah. Oh, I think we're already there, man. I think we're already surpassed that. I think Black Ops 2 was a little behind the time. We already have that, swarm technology that's happening right now. I think that the bigger war is going to be disinformation. The bigger war is going to be not knowing what is real, what isn't. Bigger, and it's like how we are getting lazier as human beings because we don't have to think anymore. These computers think for you. I used to organize all my files, but then because I got so many, I just started using Siri and I started using search and as long as I label things properly, I don't have to remember where they are. That shuts off a part of my brain. Like I used to be able to, I memorized about 60 phone numbers back in my 20s. I knew at least 60 phone numbers, 60. I barely remember mine right now. I couldn't tell you my best friend's phone number. I couldn't tell you my manager's number. I couldn't tell you anybody's number. I go, oh shit, I know. Okay, no, Rick's 917, but I don't know the rest of it. And I used to, and back in the day, I used to carry a little phone book around, but I knew everybody was relevant in my life. And these some who weren't, I knew that I knew their phone numbers just because I had to, right? So my brain was sharper, right? Oh, I don't care. Whatever they give me, it's all the same to me. Heroes and villains are very similar in my book. My heroes tend to be anti-heroes. So, I get cast in a very specific way. That's great. He dug it out. All right. Oh my God! So we're almost an hour in. So I wonder where do they pull this from? Oh, you know what it is? I think they pulled this. I think they pulled this from. I think they pulled this from the interview I did because they're kind of quoting. Oh shit! Hang on. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I'm just reading. There's another article out. I guess because I have another thing. You guys know what the couch is? I'll be on the show on Monday. But the thing is, I will never say it is what it is. I don't. That's not a true quote. This is why I really am skeptical of talking about things, because. Okay, that wasn't me. I thought they quoted me saying it is what it is. But I don't talk like that, so that's interesting. Hey, Skillfuse. Yeah, man, it's all good. It's all good, Frostman, that's the point. How do you decide about your future in your life if you don't if you can't have information to make a good decision? That was the press. That used to be what our news was for, so you can make decisions, so you can have opposing ideas and figure out what it is that's happening. Now that there were people who have power, were smart. They bought up the information. I mean, that's what happened. That's just, again, if you check the history of Russia, or you go back all the way to the beginning of the Romans. The word that those who could write control the world because if you said it, it must be true. Because there's an idea before that lying was not a good thing, and now lying is part, or they make lying into a certain art form, and so information stuff. Well, I don't know how we're gonna do it. Conversation, instantaneous conversation. I don't know. All right. Yeah, so they actually did a good thing here. And here's the thing. I wonder if this is done by Activision to make sure that there's no confusion about it. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Anyways, see, this story. I think this story was planted to create misinformation. Interesting. Wow, interesting. That's how it works. Yeah, or planted or designed, Hey, Don, is it Dan David? Well, glad you're here. Get to know each other, You got people in the CA. Yeah, welcome to the stream, brother. Welcome. Glad you're here. Either way, it gets expensive. Sure. Easy. Let's see. What a goal. I'm trying to catch up with things here. Go Liga. Lines in the game. All right, so it is now. We've been going at this for 57 minutes. I'm playing hockey today, and I'm getting. I got some more deliveries to make. I was hoping Nick would show up so I could sign his things for him, but apparently it's not going to happen. So I've got to finish fulfillment. I've got a bunch of stuff to put out for signing, and then I got work. It's a work day for me. Yeah. Interesting. So interesting. I'm looking at this article. This is really interesting. Hey, Manny Doer. Oh, Manny, thanks a lot. And like I tell you guys, I don't exist unless you guys pay attention. So thank you for paying attention, man. I do. I played in one this winter, this February. Played injured. I kind of tore a hamstring before I went to the tournament, and I was playing on one leg. And then, of course, we were doing pretty well. And then I got a little enthusiastic, and I turned and I pulled the groin muscle in the sartorius in my right leg. So I truly did not have a leg to stand on. And it took me about 8 weeks to recover from that, and I'm skating again, and stronger and better. Anyways. Oh, my buddy Rick's calling me from Africa. I have to take this. Hang on. All right. All right. You're going to start closing this down. Yeah, you were. I mean, I pretty much watched you grow up, Em. Think about that. That's how crazy that is. You know, and I love how you just kind of taken over this whole thing. Yeah. All right, so it is. I got to bounce. It's been 1 hour. Thank you so much for showing up. I'll be back here next week. A lot of things happening. Stay informed. Stay sharp. Question everything. Read everything with an open mind, and listen. And listen to what is not being said. Okay, it's important. We're gonna have to start paying attention. And if you can vote, you better vote. I vote for sanity. I vote for a strong border, strong immigration. I vote for law and order. I vote for kindness and sympathy. And yeah, that's what I vote for. All right, everybody, take care. And remember, a thought that gets repeated becomes a belief. A belief that's given time and attention becomes your momentum. Momentum will dictate the quality of your life. So, that being said, pay attention to where you put your attention. Yeah? All right. Woods out.